Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is an update for the project 100 uses. I started this project based on Too Much Tosh's 100 Club. What I do is pick mostly eyeshadow palettes and face palettes and try to get to 100 uses because I'm trying to get as much use on my large palette collection as possible. And I know I'll probably never hit pan on most of these. So yeah, it's a fun project. If you are new, I hope you'll subscribe. I love project panning. I am currently on a low buy as well. I will link some other videos for you to watch in the cards. And also I did film this makeup look. It should be 2 different YouTube shorts. So hopefully those are up by now, and let's get started. This project has been a bit slower for me lately because I started doing Project Level Up. So I'm focused on different eyeshadow palettes in Level Up than I am on the 100 uses. So I've kind of been more focused on those. So I haven't updated this project in a while, but I did get to 100 uses on a palette today, which I'm very, very excited for. So first, let me update on some of the other palettes. Now, I don't update on every palette and every update because that would be way too long. So I kind of pick and choose which ones I'm going to update on. So first up is the Nomad Fire and Ice palette, and this one I have used 9 times. So I really want to pull this one out soon and start using it. I feel like this is an amazing winter color story. And what I do is I count my usage from when I first bought the palette, and if I just use one eyeshadow once, that counts as one use. Or if I did a whole look using like 5 or 6 of the shadows, that still just counts as one use. That's what I do. So I'm only at 9 uses on this one. But again, I think I need to pull this one out because this color story, like the blues and the reds and the green, like this is an amazing winter color story. So that needs to stay out on my vanity. All right, next up is a ColourPop by the Rosé. Again, I haven't used this one in a little while either. And this one I have used 12 times. This is a gorgeous pink color story. I love this one so much. This is definitely one of my favorite ColourPop palettes of all time. It is gorgeous. I haven't really been in the mood for pink tones too much recently, but this is a good one, so hopefully I'll be using that one soon. All right, then next up is the Sydney Grace Sweet Indulgence palette, and this one I've only used 8 times. Here is this palette. This one, I think I bought this on Black Friday last year. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see what indie brands have for sale for Black Friday. I'm on a low buy. I can buy a couple of things, not a lot, but kind of thinking about it. We shall see. So yeah, that one, 8 uses. Then next up, we have the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Primal palette, which this may be my favorite like rainbow palette of all time. I love it so much. And I have used this one 19 times. And this one, I like it because it's more of like a jewel toned rainbow palette. It doesn't have a lot of neon colors. So I feel like it suits my taste pretty well. And when I want a colorful look or I'm looking for a very specific color that I don't have in another palette, this is definitely the palette that I go to. And yeah, this one's great. I really, really love it. Did they discontinue this one? I think they might have, which is really sad because I think this palette is amazing. I have 2 other Blend Bunny palettes. I really do like their formula, but I think this may be my favorite one out of the ones that I have. So yeah, 19 uses on this one. Next up is the Sydney Grace Unbreakable Bond, and this one I am at 11 uses. And this, I love the Sydney Grace formula. I think Sydney Grace and Natasha Denona, I've said it before, those are my top 2 formulas. I really, really, really love them. Their metallics are so foiled and so beautiful, and their mattes blend very, very easily. So this is a gorgeous palette. Definitely love this one. All right, and then next up, the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. So this one, I am at 74 uses, so I'm pretty excited about that. Ooh, this matches my shirt. This is a gorgeous color story. I mean, one of my favorites by Natasha Denona, and I definitely do that with the palettes I've picked for this project. I pick like my favorite and higher end palettes because I really want to get my money's worth, and that's why I do this project. Because I don't do a pan that palette or pan those eyeshadows. Although, like I said, I am doing Project Level Up now. But this one and Level Up are how I rotate through my eyeshadow palettes and try to get good use on them. So I definitely try to pick like my favorite and high-end palettes. So yeah, 74 uses on the Natasha Denona Bronze. This one is stunning. I've been using this one a lot lately. I've worn this one in several videos and it's really, really good. Okay, and then we have the Natasha Denona My Dream. And this one I have used 84 times, which is pretty awesome. I have a lot of use on this palette. It is gorgeous. I really, really like it. I love using these mattes to like blend out other colors, or I'll use like the darker shades on the lower lash line or outer corner. And this is just a really, really pretty palette. Again, one of my favorites from Natasha Denona, which again is why it's in this project. Not all of my Natasha Denona palettes are in this project, but a lot of them are. I have gotten to 100 uses on several of them, which is really, really awesome. Maybe I should do an updated video on the palettes that I've used over 100 times. I think I should do that. Side note, I am hoping to do Geekmas again, where I hopefully upload every day in December. Wish me luck. I'm going to try to do that again. I did that last year. It's a whole lot of fun, so stay tuned for Geekmas. Maybe I'll include that video in Geekmas where I show you all the palettes that I've used over 100 times. So we shall see. But speaking of palettes I have used over 100 times, Natasha Denona Biba. I got to 100 uses on this one, and it may not look like it. I know. This one is, I've noticed this one is more pigmented than some of her other palettes, and I definitely need a light hand. So yeah, I know. I've used this over 100 times, but a lot of times I could have just reached into like this shadow for the inner corner, or like this one for the lower lash or outer corner. That's kind of how I do this project. Sometimes, of course, I do entire looks with the palettes, but sometimes I just reach into one or two shades for like blending out other colors. This shade here called Tusk, I use that one a lot actually to blend out other shades or sometimes set my eyeshadow primer. Let's see, what other shadows have I used a lot in this palette? Yeah, probably the dark matte browns I use a lot on the lower lash line or outer corner. And then, yeah, this shade Monroe, I use a lot on the inner corner. I like that one a lot. So I've gotten to 100 uses on the Biba palette. I know, may not look like it, but I definitely have. But that's the thing about this project is you realize like how much use it takes. So that's 100 uses. Imagine how many uses it would take to even hit pan on a shadow or finish the whole thing. Would be like crazy. I'm not going to do that. Obviously, that's unrealistic, especially considering I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. And I know I keep saying that I'm going to do an eyeshadow palette collection video updated. Again, I might include that in Geekmas. Yeah, with the new puppy, now I'm kind of like struggling to film, but hopefully I'm going to get back into it. And again, Geekmas, hopefully that is going to be happening. So that is it for this update. Let us know how your project pans are going. And like I said, if you're new, I hope you'll subscribe. Check out the Project Pan playlist because I've got a lot of Project Pan videos there. And pretty soon we're going to be doing Project Pan finales, which is exciting. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day.